Welcome to the 10 Minutes Gold Mine, where every book gives you a treasure of knowledge in just 10 minutes. Guns, Germs, and Steel by Jared Diamond. Introduction. In Guns, Germs, and Steel, Jared Diamond takes on the ambitious task of explaining the roots of human inequality. Rather than focusing on the supposed superiority of any particular group or culture, Diamond seeks to answer the central question: why did some societies develop advanced technology, political systems, and power, while others did not? His central thesis suggests that environmental and geographical factors, rather than inherent differences in intelligence or capability, are the primary determinants of the success of civilizations. By examining these factors, Diamond provides a sweeping historical narrative that spans continents and millennia. Part 1. The geographic and environmental roots of inequality. The book begins by addressing a fundamental question: why did some regions develop agriculture, cities, and complex political systems, while others remained at the level of hunter-gatherers for thousands of years? Diamond posits that geography was the most crucial factor in determining the fate of human societies. In regions with fertile land and access to domesticable plants and animals, societies were able to transition from hunting and gathering to farming, creating a surplus of food. This surplus allowed populations to grow, which in turn enabled the development of larger social structures and political systems. In contrast, societies that lived in regions without access to such resources remained small and simple. Diamond highlights that areas like the Fertile Crescent in the Middle East, with its abundance of domesticable plants like wheat and barley, gave rise to the first successful civilizations. Societies in sub-Saharan Africa, where agriculture was not as easily established, were left behind in terms of development. The availability of domesticated animals also played a pivotal role. Regions like Eurasia, with its wealth of animals suitable for domestication, such as cows, sheep, and horses, were able to leverage these animals for labor, transportation, and warfare. This gave these societies an advantage in terms of both agricultural production and military capability. Part 2. The domestication of plants and animals. One of Diamond's key arguments is that the ability to domesticate plants and animals was central to the rise of powerful civilizations. While many regions of the world had a rich variety of wild plants and animals, only a small subset of these could be domesticated for human use. The domestication of plants, such as wheat, rice, and maize, enabled societies to shift from hunting and gathering to stable farming practices. This transition was vital for the development of civilization because farming allowed for food surpluses, which supported larger populations and enabled the specialization of labor. Domesticated animals, particularly large mammals, were also crucial for the development of powerful civilizations. The domestication of horses, for example, provided societies with an unmatched advantage in transportation and military warfare. Horses and other large animals were used for plowing, which allowed for more efficient farming, and their use in battle changed the way wars were fought. The domestication of animals also provided societies with other vital resources, such as milk, wool, and leather. Diamond explores how regions that were able to domesticate animals and plants first had a huge head start. The Middle East, for example, was home to some of the earliest domesticated animals, including goats, sheep, and cattle. This gave civilizations in the region a considerable advantage, as they could feed larger populations, trade goods more effectively, and use animals for transportation and warfare. Part 3. The rise of technology and political organization. Once farming and domestication were established, the next major step for societies was the development of technology. Diamond argues that societies with access to abundant resources, like fertile land and domesticated animals, were able to create tools that enabled them to grow even more food. As populations increased, technology evolved to address the growing demands of society. Societies with advanced technology, such as plows, irrigation systems, and writing, were able to build monumental infrastructure and develop more complex political structures. Centralized political organization, in which power is concentrated in the hands of a few individuals or institutions, was a key element in the development of these societies. Diamond explains how centralized states, such as those in Egypt, Mesopotamia, and China, were able to mobilize resources to build cities, armies, and empires. These centralized states were able to manage and protect resources, regulate trade, and foster advancements in science, technology, and the arts. In contrast, societies without centralized political systems, or with decentralized systems, often struggled to expand and develop the same technological and military capabilities. These societies were vulnerable to external threats and internal conflict, which prevented them from reaching the same levels of development as their more organized counterparts. Part 4. The spread of ideas and disease. Another major theme of Guns, Germs, and Steel is the role of disease in shaping human history. Diamond discusses how societies that domesticated animals developed immunity to diseases that originated from these animals. Diseases such as smallpox, measles, and the flu were transmitted from animals to humans and, over time, shaped the course of human development. These diseases had a devastating effect on societies that lacked immunity, particularly when Europeans came into contact with indigenous peoples in the Americas, bringing diseases that wiped out entire populations. In addition to disease, the spread of technology and ideas also played a crucial role in the rise of powerful civilizations. Societies that were able to exchange goods, technologies, and knowledge via trade routes had a distinct advantage. The Silk Road, for example, allowed for the exchange of goods like silk, spices, and precious metals, as well as technological innovations such as gunpowder, paper, and printing. Societies that had access to these networks of exchange could adopt new technologies and adapt them to their needs, giving them a competitive edge over societies that were more isolated. Part 5. The influence of guns, germs, and steel. In the final section of the book, Diamond explains how the factors of geography, domestication, technology, and disease culminated in the dominance of European civilizations. European societies, with their advanced technologies, especially guns, steel weapons, and ships, were able to conquer large portions of the world. The use of firearms and steel weapons, in particular, allowed European powers to defeat societies with less advanced military technology. The spread of European diseases, such as smallpox, further weakened indigenous populations, making it easier for European powers to colonize the Americas, Africa, and parts of Asia. Diamond challenges the conventional wisdom that European dominance was the result of inherent racial or cultural superiority. Instead, he argues that it was the outcome of historical circumstances, environmental factors, and geographical advantages. The societies that were first able to develop agriculture, domesticate animals, and build advanced technologies were more likely to dominate their neighbors and, over time, the world. Conclusion. In conclusion, Jared Diamond's Guns, Germs, and Steel offers a compelling and thought-provoking explanation of the factors that shaped the course of human history. By emphasizing geography, environmental conditions, and the domestication of plants and animals, Diamond shifts the narrative away from ideas of cultural superiority and focuses on the role of circumstances and historical events. His arguments are not only enlightening but challenge conventional understandings of why some societies rose to prominence while others did not. What do you think about Diamond's explanation of the role of geography and environment in shaping history? Do you believe that the dominance of some societies was truly the result of their environment and geography, or do you think other factors were at play? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. That's it for today's 10 Minutes Gold Mine. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep mining for more golden knowledge. See you in the next one.